Welcome back to Diana's Kitchen. Today I will be preparing Char Sui Bao. Char Sui Bao is called Manapua in Hawaii. What it's made of, it's a savory and sweet meat dish in a bun. It is very delicious and easy to make. I will show you how to do it in 3 steps. The first step, I'll be making the char siu. The second step, I will be making the filling. The third step, I will be making the bun. And on top of the bun, I will put a topping. Let me show you how I make my Char Sui Bao. The ingredients needed for your char siu pork will be pork butt, brown sugar, soy sauce, Chinese 5-spice, oyster sauce, kosher salt, garlic powder, white pepper, and pink food coloring. The first thing is to rinse your pork and pat it down and cut it into 1-inch strips. I cut off a pound's worth of the pork butt. Now I will make the sauce. Get a bowl to marinate your pork. The first thing you need is 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of Chinese 5-spice, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of pink food coloring. Mix your ingredients. And save 1/4 of the marinade for basting. Get a Ziploc bag and pour your sauce inside. Once the sauce is inside, seal it and let it marinate in the refrigerator for 3 hours or overnight. Before baking, line your pan with tinfoil. You can also put a rack up here. What's good is to also put 1.5 cups of water in your pan, so when the meat is cooking, you won't have a lot of char on the bottom. Put your meat on the rack. Bake at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Baste it at 15 minutes through. "15 minutes have gone by, so it's now time for me to baste it. I'll turn it over and baste the other side. Take it out from the oven and let it rest. Then we will make the filling. Make sure it has an internal temperature of 145 degrees. It does, so it is ready. The char siu filling that you will be making will include the char siu that you just baked, an onion, sugar, oyster sauce, soy sauce, cornstarch, water, and oil. It's time to chop the char siu. So I'll get the cooled off char siu and I'll slice it and then chop it. Look at that. I'll be back after I cut the rest. Get your chopped meat and put it in a bowl. Now we will make the filling. To make the filling, you will need 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of shoyu, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Stir that up. You'll also need 1½ cups of cornstarch and 1/3 cup of water. I'll mix it together and then we'll start combining it. To make the filling, you need to add a tablespoon of oil to your pan. Add your onions. Fry onions till translucent. Add your meat. Add your sauce. Add your slurry. Cook for about 5 minutes until meat is coated with the sauce, until it comes to a sticky consistency. I'll let it rest outside and then put in the refrigerator to cool down. The ingredients for the dough mixture is water, milk, sugar, active dry yeast, bread flour, salt, unsalted butter, and an egg. To make the dough, you will need to put 1/3 cup water to your measuring cup, 1/2 cup of milk, and place this into the microwave for 30 seconds. You will add 2½ teaspoons of sugar to the warm milk and water. There's 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast. Then we will wait 6 minutes until it becomes frothy. And that is when the yeast is proofed. So we will let the yeast proof for 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, you notice that everything has risen. So this is when it's proofed. So the next thing you have to do is get a large grease bowl. In the large grease bowl, you're going to put 2½ cups of bread flour. Then you're going to put 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons room temperature unsalted butter. I melted my butter. Then you will add an egg. And finally, you'll add the yeast mixture. Stir this and gradually add the yeast mixture. Stir it in. Keep on stirring. Get the flour on the edges. And I'll put the rest of the proofed yeast in. And stir. Add some flour to your counter. This is clean. This will give you a good workout. I'll come back later when it's done. After kneading your dough for 15 minutes, make sure it's smooth and you make it into a round ball. Cover the dough for 1 hour until it doubles in size and place in a warm place. It's been an hour. As you can see, the dough has doubled in size. Okay, the next thing we have to do is we're going to release the air from this dough. So we will punch it. Punch. Ooh, look at that. The air is coming out. Ooh, ooh. Okay, now we're going to flour the surface. So we're going to knead and fold this dough. Ooh, look at how soft it is. Wow, it's nice and soft. Look at that. So I'm going to roll this dough. Okay, I'm going to cut this into 12 pieces. 11, 12. Okay, that's 12 pieces. Let's flour this area. So I'm going to knead it a bit. And then make it into a ball. Made right here. And then I'll do the next one. And we'll make it into a ball. After rolling it into a ball, cover it with plastic wrap for 15 minutes and let it rise. It's been 15 minutes, and as you can see, the dough has expanded once again. Since it's expanded, now we are able to create our Manapua. So what I'm going to do is flour this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this, it's nicely risen, and I'm going to flatten it into a disc about 3 inches using a rolling pin. So here's my rolling pin. Make it look nice and wide, about 3 inches. I'm going to get 1 tablespoon of char siu and place it here. Then I'm going to grab the edges and pull it and twist. 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 And there it is, a ball. Okay? Then you make sure it's round. And then we will put this on a pan. Here's my pan. I'll put it here. And cover it. Let me show you another one how it's done. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to smash it. I'll get my rolling pin. Roll it out into a sphere. Then you get 1 tablespoon of your char siu. And you pull and twist, pull and twist, pull and twist. That's why it's really good that you make sure your char siu is cooled down. And there you go, that's the bottom. It's nicely sealed. And this is your top. Make sure it's nice and round. And then we'll put it in our tray. Okay, let me do the rest for you, and then I'll come back. After filling your Manapua, place it on a tray and put it in a warm space for 45 minutes. And we want the dough to double in size. It's been 45 minutes. Take off your sheet, and you can see that the dough has risen significantly. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the topping. So this is the fancy topping. For the topping of your char sui bao, you'll need butter, confectioner's sugar, all-purpose flour, cornstarch, eggs, and water. To make the fancy topping for the char siu, put 1/2 cup of soft butter in here, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 eggs, and 4 tablespoons of water. Once you have that in the bowl, turn on your mixer and start beating it. It should look like this. And then I'll put this into a piping bag, and then I'll put that on top of the Manapuas. Come back later when I show you the rest. I'm going to make it thicker. So there it is, nicely decorated with the sweet topping. Some people ask me not to make it sweet, so for theirs, I'll just brush it with the egg wash. To make the simple topping to use on your Manapua after it bakes, you can add 1 teaspoon of honey and 1 teaspoon of water. Combine it together, warm it up, and right when your Manapua comes out, when it's warm, you can brush it on top of it to get the sweet glaze. Isn't this gorgeous? I will put this in the oven for baking. We will bake it at 350 degrees for 18 minutes. Here is my baked Manapua. I will let it rest and try it for you. I will add the honey sauce to these 3. The rest has that sugary frosting that has spread over. I'll eat it soon. Let me try the 2 types of Manapua that I just made. One has the honey topping and the other has the fancy topping. Let me try the one with the honey topping. The bread is so soft and pillowy. The inside is so succulent and savory as well as sweet. And the top has the juicy honey flavoring. It is very good. Let me try the one with the fancy topping. Ooh, look at that. Look at the chunky meat. The bun is nice and soft. It's pillowy and doughy. The char siu is nice and savory and sweet. This is a great Chinese char siu bao. Come back next time and I'll make something else for you.